Hi, hello. Today we are going to talk about another sliding window question. Longest repeating character replacement. Let's see what this question is all about and how we have to approach it. Alright, so our approach will be, first we will see that how this question can be asked, and then we will understand the question, like what type of question we have to ask to clear our doubts, to ask more question, not more question, but appropriate question, which can lead you for some appropriate solution. And then how we have to approach it. Then we will talk about that how we come to know that this coding pattern will apply to this question. Finally, we will go with some code that I will use Scala, and I will be using functional programming. I will use still the coding pattern, but you can use any programming language to apply the coding pattern for that. Okay, so they may ask you the question like this. You have a string and you have to return as longest repeating character, and you have K option to change any character to replace with whatever you want to generate that longest repeating character substring. So once you listen to the question, don't start coding. That is not a good practice. You have to ask the question, clarify your doubts. So you may ask like the question, does this string has numbers, small letters, like numbers, small letters, capital letters? What type of string it has? Might be it doesn't impact anything. But he will clarify, okay, it has capital letters only or small letters, etc. Then you have to clarify that, are you expecting, should I return you the exact substring also? Or are you expecting that I have to return you, in return what you are expecting? The size of the longest substring, the longest repeating character substring, or you're expecting exactly I have to return that substring? Then you may ask the question like, is it sorted or no, etc. So such question you may ask. Don't ask the question just to ask the question. Rather, ask the question to come to some conclusion. Might be in your brain you are thinking to solve this question using solution 1 or solution 2 or solution 3. So ask the question to reach your final destination, the answer they were expecting. Okay, I can explain further this question. So you have a string, they will provide you the string and they will also provide you some numbers, suppose 1, and they're expecting that in this string you have the option to just replace one character by anything what you want, and once you replace that you have generated longest repeating character substring. So if we look here in this question, so we can see that if I will just replace this B, so if I will replace that B by A, in that case I can just generate the longest repeating substring. So what I have to do, I have to just come here, replace B with A, and I will generate with that the longest repeating character substring. How we come to know that we have to apply sliding window, and then we will finally look at how we have to apply the template, and then finally we'll go for the code. So let's see that how we come to know that the sliding window coding pattern we have to apply. Okay, let's go down. So in this question they have provided us a string. They're expecting some substring that has some condition. It should be longest repeating same characters. That is the condition, and they have all, like the condition is K times you can replace some characters. So in this question, if you break down the information, you can see that they're talking about they're expecting some substring with some particular conditions, and they have provided a number which we can do. This is the number of operation we can do in a particular window. So this k indicate not the size of window, rather it shows k times some operation can be done to generate a window of the longest size with the particular condition. Now with all that information, with the breakdown, we got that yes, they have provided us a string, they are expecting some substring with some condition, the particle size, that particle number of operation that we have to do to generate a longer substring. In this case, we come to know, yeah, we have to apply sliding window. We can try that. Now let's see how we can apply sliding window. So take an example. Now we will do the same approach. We will just take our left pointer and we will take the right pointer. Both will be pointing at 0 index. Now we will move the right pointer further. So we got up to now from left to right, we found a substring which has a coming most of the time, and we found no other character. So we said, okay, up to that particular substring, a is the best option. That if we found any other character, a is the most important, and we will replace any other character, let's suppose C, D, any other character by a. This is what we are thinking. So this concept, when we have to keep some record of the previous characters, so we may use some map. Might be that will be the best option. If we will use a map, that will tell you that in that particular substring, I'm not talking about the whole string, I'm talking about exactly that substring. In that particular substring, I'm creating a map. I'm saying how many times a is coming. So I'm saying a comes about 2 times up in this substring. Now if we found a new character when we move the right pointer further, here we found b is a new character. Now we will update our map also, and we will say b is the option which is coming once, and possibly we can replace that. So up to this substring, now we are talking about the next largest substring. We have the option to replace one character only. So suppose k was given, which is 1 in this example. So we found, okay, we up to now in this substring, we have found one character. Of course, we can replace it with that a. So let's move our cursor further. So we will move our right pointer further ahead, and we come at the end. We said, yeah, that's a good option. But now think about some other scenario where we have, now in this example, what will happen? So once you will keep your left pointer here at the very start, and you will move your right pointer each time. So up to now you have found some substring, the same use case, 2 character, nothing to replace. You will move further. Now the option k is equal to 1, suppose here. Now you're thinking, okay, b we have to remove, because in this substring, in that substring, a is coming most of the time and b comes once. So we should replace that. Now move this pointer further. Once you will move that pointer further, now this whole substring is not giving us any more better information. So we have to move our left pointer further ahead, and once we will move that, we should update the map. Each time we are moving our cursor either right or left, we are going to update our map. Why? This map is only telling us that the character count only in this substring, not for the whole string. So in sliding windows, sometimes you have to take help from some other data structure to keep the record, to save some previous information, to get the right answer. So in this case, we were using a map. Now think, we will move this right cursor further. We found a better substring, which is much larger. In this case, we found which is a substring of size 4, and we can replace this a only, so we will get the better option for the longest repeating character substring. If we move further our pointer, next we found 2, which is like 2a, and so we are breaking some condition. We can't replace 2 characters, so we'll move the left pointer further. So either we have to consider that option, or like ABBB or BBBA. So that is, in both cases, they're generating result that substring size should be 4. That's how we will use a sliding window with the help of a map. Now let's go with the code and let's see how we can implement that. Welcome back. We already know that we have to solve this question using sliding window. So how we will do that, we will say s.zip with index dot, we will say for left. Here we will initialize some values. We will see what that value should be. I'm not going to say that, okay, use these values, but we will brainstorm to find what values we should use to change, and with each iteration to find our final result. Here we will pattern match, and here I will give them their name, what these values should be, and with zip with index we will get the tuple where with each iteration we will get the current character and we will get the right index. And finally here will be our main logic. Now what variables, what parameters we are thinking to change with each iteration to get the result? The first, I think that we should have our left pointer that we were talking in the solution. The left pointer should be at 0 index. And we'll see further what other variables you are thinking that we have to change. In my perspective, I think that it should be max repeating character count, because this is the one that we were talking about in that substring, which character is repeating most of the time. So we have to keep the count that what is the maximum repeating character count in that substring. That will be used for this. If it won't, we for sure remove that. Then we have to look for what is the max window we have found yet. And we also talk about map, which should keep the record in that substring which character is repeating how many times. Now up to now I think that these variables will be fine, and exactly character and right. So we have most of the variables that we're thinking that we can use to change, to get to the conclusion, to find that longest repeating character substring. The left index, I think it should be at 0. Up till now we have found 0 maximum repeating character count, and the maximum window size is 0 again. And the map, we have to initialize this map. That should be char and int map. That should be initialized with default value of 0. So it means that if we are going to ask like this, we're saying map ch. So in that case, if it doesn't find that particular character, it is not going to throw the exception, rather it returns us the value 0. Now what will be the logic? In this thing, I think that the first thing what we should do once we are iterating that, we will update the map. We found a new character, so we will update the map. So it is an updated map. That map with, like we are saying, map dot updated with character and the new one which we have found. If it is already there, we will just add 1. So we are just updating the map. It is an immutable map. It is not mutable. That's why I'm saying I'm using the functional programming. So we have updated map. Now the current character count is updated in it. Second, I think we should consider what is the most repeating count at this moment. So new most, or might be max repeat character count up to now. We should say math.max. It should be most or max repeat character count, and we are going to use this updated map, and we are saying that current character count is maximum, or the previous one that we have already, that one is maximum, so we'll get the new maximum repeated character count. What we can do further, we can find our window, that what is the window size. So we have the window size, you can find right minus left plus 1. This is the window size at the moment we have. Now what we are going to consider, okay, how many characters we have which we can replace. So I can say that other character count, how many we have. So I might introduce some function. I say other char count, and we will see what we should pass to calculate that how many other characters we have. We will see that. So whenever you're looking for your solution and inside you're thinking there's more calculation we have to do, and might be we can introduce a separate function for that. So just give its description. Don't start digging into that function implementation. Okay, we have to do this, do that. No, just give the description like a pseudocode. Tell, okay, I will do this in that particle function. Now let's move further. What if we have everything in our plate now? What should we do? I think we should consider what will be our new map, like we are considering, or we have found something that the 2 characters and the k was 1. Should we reduce our left pointer? So we have to start thinking about that. So we will say, should we update the map? Because maybe we have found some more unique, more characters than the constraint of k. So we are going to say, okay, let's update the map. We will see how might be we can update this map. So after that might be we have to consider, because we have updated the map, if there is some new characters there. So we have to update our left pointer, as we discussed. If there is 2b, then we have to move our left pointer. So I think we have to find the new left where it should be. So we can say update left. Now we'll see how we can implement these functions. Now once we have everything in our plate, what we, as per our logic that we were discussing, so now we can say what will be our new max window. If you look here, we may take the decision like math.max, and we are talking that max window is that one is the biggest one, or we are saying right minus new left plus 1 is that window is the biggest one we have found up till now. So once we have found most of the thing, we can return it in our for left. We are saying new left, and we can provide our new max repeating character count, and we will say new max window, and we have to provide our new map, and that will solve the question. But now we have to dig into what is that. So how you can find other character count. Other character count for sure we can find if, let's suppose I introduce a function other character count, and what it is expecting, what we are expecting in return, it should return some int. And what do you think, how you will find? I think how I can find that, whatever the window size we have, so it needs window, what is the size of that, and the second, I think if I will remove from this window the new max repeat character count, if I will minus that, so I will find all other characters in that particle substring. So I will get other character count from here. Okay, so I think I have to just provide these two variables here. The first will be the window, and the second is new character count. I can provide it here. All right, so first is done. Now what about the update map? Let's suppose update map, what it should get, but I think it should return map at the end, char int. What should be the logic for this? I think that if our other char count is greater than k, so it means that we have to move our left pointer further. In that case, I have to remove this left character from my map, and I say map left character -1. So if my other character count is greater than k, so I have excluded my left character count from my substring map count. Otherwise, if it is not, we will return the same map. Now in this whole calculation, what we are returning is other char count, which should be an int, and I'm thinking that we have to return our left character. So I can provide left character, which we have to consider to exclude from our map if our condition is compromised, and I have to provide the map char int, and that's it. Yeah, we are good. Let me put it down here to be visible. Now after that, what about this? So in this function I can provide it all these things, other character count, which we have calculated before. I can provide our left character from here, from the string, and I can say our updated map. All right, so now if we talk about what about the new left, so how we will update our left pointer. So I will say update left will be considering it is returning int at the end, and if the same condition, if I'm looking for that, if other char count is greater than our k, have compromised the substring constraint, we have to update our left +1, else we should keep the left pointer on its place. So I think we have to provide it other char character count, which should be int, and there should be left index we have to provide, and that's it. Yeah, no more than that. So yeah, so here I can provide again other char count and the left pointer, simple, and we will get this our new left. Once everything is done as per right now, finally we can return here our third maximum window we have found up till now. Once we will return that, that's it. Let's run the code. Alright, so here is some problem. New map. So I think that we should provide some new map here. I give the same name. Let's rerun again. Alright, all works fine. Really thanks.